Hey folks, how's everybody doing out there? This week I'm talking about crossword puzzles because I love crosswords. I love solving them, I love creating new ones, and the reason why I'm talking about them this week is because I've just created a new puzzle. It's a particular kind of puzzle that some of you folks may not have come across before, and this kind of puzzle only really works when a weirdly specific thing is happening out there in the wider world. Or rather, when a weirdly specific thing is about to happen. Now, if you're familiar with British-style cryptic crosswords and you want to figure the rest out for yourself, go ahead. The link is in the description and I'll publish the explanations next week. If not, then keep on watching, but there might be spoilers. Now, since I get folks watching these videos from all over the world, it's probably worth explaining a bit about the different styles of crossword puzzle that you'll find in different places. The most common style of puzzle is what's sometimes known as a quick puzzle. The clues are relatively straightforward. It's just a question of finding the right word that matches the definition. Now, here's a recent example published in the Guardian newspaper here in the UK. One across, adhesive strip. That's probably sticky tape. 7 across, fortified wine. Well, it could be masala, or it could be Madeira, but if we solve one down, chair carried by porters, that must be sedan, that means 7 across must be Madeira. Now, in the USA, puzzles often use this style of clue, but the questions can be a lot more obscure and they have a lot more blank squares. The New York Times crossword, almost the entire grid is blank spaces, and so creating this style of puzzle is about finding enough combinations of intersecting words to be able to fill the grid. There's another style of puzzle that's popular here in the UK, and that's the cryptic crossword. Now, in a cryptic, every clue is another tiny puzzle, and there is definitely a knack to solving these. A cryptic clue is almost always in 2 parts. One part is the definition, that tells you what the solution means, and the other part is the wordplay. How do you get there? And the definition will always be at the beginning or at the end. So let's take a look at an example. Hacker man, heartless type behind computer. 7 letters. Now, if you read that whole sentence, you probably get a mental picture of, some guy in a hoodie typing away in his parents' basement, right? But that's misdirection. To solve a cryptic clue, you've got to unhook the part of your brain that is used to parsing entire sentences, and you've got to pull the thing apart one word at a time. So we're looking for a 7-letter word that could mean hacker, or it could mean computer. So let's start going through. So a hacker, could be a computer hacker, or it could just be something you can use to hack, like an axe or a sword or hatchet. That's got 7 letters, so look at the rest of it. But yeah, that doesn't really get us anywhere. How about machete? Well, Mac is a type of computer, and man could be he. That leaves us with TE. And sure enough, if you remove the middle letters from type, making it heartless, then you get TE. Now at this point, if you're thinking, nope, you've lost me, it makes absolutely no sense, then hey, that's cool. Solving cryptic crosswords might not be your jam, and we'll see how many YouTube views drop off at this point. But you want to keep watching? Let's take a look at a couple more. So creative types sensed rig toppling, 9 letters. Now this could be something that means creative, could be something that means creative types, could be something that means toppling, but the word toppling here, that suggests movement. And words like that, anything that implies motion or confusion, rearrangement, disorder, that can often indicate an anagram. The solution is 9 letters, and sensed rig is 9 letters. So can we shuffle sensed rig around to give a word meaning creative types? We can. Designers. You'll see other conventions in these kinds of clues. Turning, reversing, rotating, they often mean you flip something so that it's backwards. So go pound around journal, 4 letters. Well, if we take go, we add LB, an abbreviation for a pound weight, and we spin it around, we get blog, a journal. If it's a down clue, you might see words like climbing or uphill used for this. And if you see an exclamation mark, to me that always indicates that when I get the solution, it's going to make me groan. Angry exclamation, you're looking at it, 9 letters. Well, angry could be cross, an exclamation could be word, and yep, you're looking at it. Crossword. Okay, so there you go. It's a very quick crash course in how some kinds of cryptic crossword puzzle clues actually work. Now for the interesting part. On November 5th, 1996, the New York Times ran a puzzle with this clue, 39 across, lead story in tomorrow's newspaper with 43 across. Now the solution for 43 across was the word elected, and that was the day of a US presidential election, Bill Clinton versus Bob Dole. The puzzle was created by Jeremiah Farrell, who had managed to engineer a grid with 2 correct solutions. All the clues that intersected 39 across had 2 correct answers. 39 down was black Halloween animal. If Clinton won the election, the C from Clinton would make the answer cat. If Bob Dole won, the answer would be bat. Trumpet was either boast or blast. A provider of support was either IRA, an individual retirement account, or bra, support. This style of puzzle has become known as a quantum puzzle, or sometimes a Schrodinger puzzle. It's named after Erwin Schrödinger's famous thought experiment. You put a cat in a box with a radioactive sample and a radiation detector and a vial of poison, and if the sample decays, then the detector opens the vial of poison and the cat dies, and if it doesn't decay, there's no radiation, the poison stays safely shut, the cat is fine. But because radioactive decay is a quantum phenomenon which can exist in 2 different states simultaneously until somebody observes it, the cat is both alive and dead until somebody opens the box, which obviously does not make any sense, but Schrödinger created the cat experiment to demonstrate why he thought quantum mechanics didn't work. So if you find the whole thing a little baffling, congratulations, that means you understand quantum mechanics. Now, back to crossword puzzles, a quantum puzzle works on the same idea. There are 2 different solutions, they are both valid, but until we open the box, until we find out the result of some major news story, we don't know which one is correct. Which means the only time these puzzles can really work is when something is going on in the news that will lead to one of 2 possible outcomes, and this is the important part, and when you can summarize each outcome with a word or a phrase that is the same length as the other one. Like if England end up facing Germany in the European Football Championship final, or if there's a general election here in the UK, because the 2 main political parties here are both widely known by 6-letter names, Labour and Tories. And guess what? We're having one of those on Thursday. So to commemorate the occasion, I've made a quantum cryptic crossword puzzle. If you fancy having a crack at it, the link is in the description. I've given you a head start there by giving away 2 of the answers, but until all the results from Thursday's election are counted, nobody knows what the correct solution is. Not even me. So, happy puzzling, folks. Thank you for tuning in. You folks all have a good week out there. I think that just for once, a lot of folks here in the UK might be celebrating the 4th of July, along with all our friends across the pond. But however your week unfolds, you'll look after each other, you take it easy, and I'll catch you next time.